What's up guys, Aroneous here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. We're going to go straight to stage 25 of the Fire Knight's castle, and I just redid my Fire Knight team, and boy, is it a pretty good team. Let's get it. Alright, so I'm going to take you straight into Fire Knight 25. I'm going to show you right away, no fluff this video. Stage 25, 2 minutes and 6 seconds to complete stage 25 for me. I just recently did this. I had to re-gear some champions to do it. Here's my team right now. Let me make myself a little bit smaller for you to see. So I've gotten a lead right here. What's his name? Royal Guard. Of course, Seer for the waves if you want a faster time. I've got Lydia. I've got Allure. And I've got Renegade. This is probably as free to play as you could get, but I am a free-to-play account, so this is kind of what I came up with on my account to try to speed it up. And obviously, to get really fast times on stage 25, you need insane gear as well as good champions, specific champions, that is. So I don't have all the specific champions. I have some pretty good champions here. Now, I could get it even faster with even better gear, with better damage, right? So, and then I can explain a little bit more after the battle. So let's just go right into it. The team setup here. I've got Royal Guard. He's not using takedown here on the first round. Well, actually he is. He's going to start with the takedown, then he's not going to use it again. Round 2, start with the takedown, not using it again. And then prioritizing, I did prioritize hamstring over the takedown, but in reality, I just want to do opener, which I haven't done this yet, but I want him to be opener first, and then I want him to mainly prioritize takedown. So hopefully it'll go even a little bit faster for the runs now going forward. For Seer, I want her to open with Karma Burn, A1 first, and then she can do Karma Burn. Lydia, open with Siren's Wail, and then I didn't do Nullification on the first 2 rounds. Start off with Nullification so she can do the 2 hits on the shield, and then Siren's Wail basically the rest of the time. Allure is just going to be prioritizing her A1. She doesn't need to do anything else. Now, of course, if I had more damage on Allure, then this run would be a little bit faster. Renegade, she's only rank 5, level 50, but I do have her pretty fast, 263 speed. I put better gear on her, so I have her not opening up with anything, just A1 in the first round, opening up with Sacrificial Ritual on the second round, and then the third round, I just have it on prioritizing Sacrificial Ritual with opening on the A2 Lash Out because it does have a triple hitter ability against the shield. All right, so let's get into it. Let's see if we could do this. Now, right now, it's about a 95-96% success rate. And the reason why it's like that is because of the wave 2. Because Renegade only drops the cooldown by 2 turns, and it's not Kymar, that's why. So if we die at all against this wave, it's simply because we weren't able to get around to the crushing, or not the crushing man, the big hitting ability by our Seer. So it looks like we did it just fine here. No big deal. We got around to the ability pretty quickly. And then now we're going on against the shield here, against the Fire Knight. And this is actually looking like a pretty quick run for me. So let's see what happens. And of course, the champions have to have the mastery to decrease turn meter as well. I really love Royal Guard here because he does have that decrease speed or turn meter with the 4 hitting ability on the A3. So it's actually a really strong ability. Don't sleep on his ability. Plus, basically right now I'm worried about using the takedown and then using Seer's ability as much as possible. And then Seer's going to put on the Clam Banner, which does allow another buff. And then I do have champions in Blood Shield rings. So essentially I'm just trying to cycle through the 2 turns, or the big turns, as quickly as possible. So between Seer and between Tyrell, or not Tyrell, Royal Guard, I keep calling him Tyrell. So Royal Guard, I need him to cycle back to his big hitting ability, and then boom, we're good to go. So not a bad run here. It's looking like it's going to be around 2 minutes, maybe a little bit faster. I hope it's faster. This might actually be my fastest run. Let's see. All right. Come on. Come on, break 2 minutes. Extra turn. Okay, those extra turn mechanics definitely help. Boom. There we go. We broke 2 minutes, 1 minute and 56 seconds. And that's because I updated Royal Guard's ability there so he can use it at a different time and prioritize it against the boss. So 1 minute, 56 seconds, new best time. Pretty awesome. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the team? All right, so now I'm just going to go ahead. Now I can actually go over the damage. So Royal Guard, 1.475 million damage. And then we've got Seer with 3.9 million damage. Lydia, 102,000. Allure, 333,000. And Renegade, 60,000. Now, of course, if I built more damage on these two champions, it would be a little bit faster. It's a very successful run. And honestly, the win rate at about 95 to 97%, I'll take it. You know, because I know it's not going to be 100% if we don't land certain buffs or we don't get the big hitting abilities off in time. But to be honest, I'd rather run 25 at this point, try to get the best Savage gear possible for my account. Now, of course, I would run stage 20 for like tournaments and events, things like that. But right now, I'm trying to focus on progressing my account further. So let's go over the champions really quickly. We've got Lydia, her gear. You have to put her in a shield set or put somebody on your team in a shield set because Seer does more damage based on how many buffs she's stripping off all your allies and the enemies as well. So I do have her in a shield set. I still have her at 420 accuracy, 247 resistance. She still has pretty decent speed with the 257 speed, 2500 defense, 52,000 HP. So it's not bad. So she is going to put a small shield, but I'm not really too worried about how small the shield is. I'm just worried about survival. I also put her in a blood shield ring because the blood shield ring gives the wearer a shield worth 5% of the damage dealt after attacking. So anytime she attacks, it's going to be another buff to help with Seer to do more damage against the waves, right? So, and because she's going to attack before Seer, she's going to have the shield that she's wearing plus the blood shield ring, which is an additional buff that Seer is going to strip. Even though you don't typically see that buff, it is an additional buff. On the next champion, let's go to... So Lydia is the only person who is legendary on the team. Of course, Seer. We'll go right to Seer, I guess. I do have her in a Savage set. 3,000 attack, 187 speed, crit capped, 284 crit damage, and 317 accuracy. The reason why I got her that high of accuracy is because I use her in Doom Tower as well. So there's that. Now for masteries for her, I went with Flawless Execution. You could also potentially go with War Master to do even more damage against the boss. I would recommend it if you could hit the crit damage cap of like 270, 280. I think you need around 275 to 280 crit damage at least on her to be able to drop those waves with one hit. Maybe 270. You might be able to do 270 just fine, but you would need Savage gear at least. I don't know if it's going to work with non-Savage gear. I haven't tried it, so you can try it. I just, just be careful. So for the ring, I don't have Blood Shield. It's not a big deal if it's not on her. You just want it on the champions that are going to go before her. Now, I don't have a Blood Shield on Royal Guard, so that kind of stinks. But if I did have it, then the waves clearing is going to be even faster because I just don't have a single Blood Shield ring. I have a reaction ring, but that's not going to help me. So with Royal Guard, I do have him pretty fast. Almost 4K attack, 224 speed, 100% crit rate, 252 crit damage, 350 accuracy. I got him in double perception and speed set. I rebuilt him recently because of the new Skavag boss. And then for masteries, I put him in Helm Smasher. Now I could end up switching this at some point if I wanted to and just put him into War Master, which would actually do more damage over time potentially. Because of stage 21 to 25, you can't do more damage to them other than the 10% cap. But I do use Royal Guard in stage 20, whereas you can go way over that 10% cap. That's why I have Helm Smasher, but I'm considering changing that to potentially Flawless Execution or War Master, most likely War Master because we'll do a little bit more damage with the War Master proc. On top of the 10% cap, that is. Now the next champion that I utilized, so I've got Allure. So where's she at? So I have two Allures, except I'm using... Which Allure am I using? I'm definitely using this Allure. The Speed Allure. Yeah, 273 speed, 4,300 attack, 100% crit rate, 134 crit damage, 369 accuracy. Again, she has this accuracy because I utilize her in the Scarab boss and Doom Tower. Now, if I wasn't utilizing her against the Scarab boss, then of course I would drop her accuracy and just go for straight damage, keep her speed, keep her attack up higher, and then go for more damage. Now for her, I haven't completed her masteries either. So if I do complete her masteries, I would recommend going with Giant Slayer for more damage, okay, with the Giant Slayer procs. And then down here, you could do Spirit Haste if you wanted to. I mean, I don't really think it matters too much with Sniper or Master Hexer because I'm not adding any debuffs and we're not relying on anybody dying, so these ones don't really matter. Just getting this Giant Slayer is what's going to matter for me. And then having them fully booked is like a must. You need to fully book your champions for this to get the fastest time possible. So all of my champions are fully booked and not fully masteried, but they are fully booked. So the last champion is going to be Renegade. So Renegade, where's she at? I have 2 Renegades. So this Renegade has no masteries, which is not required. So barely any damage, just the speed. All I was looking for was speed and a little bit of accuracy so I can try to land decreased speed on the second wave if possible. It's going to be helpful. But again, all I'm looking for is the speed, at least 260 plus speed, or just you need to be faster than all of your other champions because she's going to reset everybody on the second wave. And then when you get to the boss, she's going to be able to reset everybody as well. So Renegade, you just need to make her the fastest and then you're good to go. Now you could make her slower. And maybe some people might suggest building her slower, but honestly, I built her fast. She's also going to be good for Doom Tower as well. So that way she's going back and using this turn. Now, could I use another Seer or another Renegade potentially in the comp? Yes, but it's not going to make it faster in my opinion. So I wouldn't recommend it. The other thing I highly recommend if you have the gear is to get as much refresh gear on your champions as possible. So getting that refresh on your Seer and on your Royal Guard is going to allow you to get back to those big hitting abilities as quickly as possible. So for Royal Guard, you want him to use that takedown ability as much as possible. And if you do have any refresh gear, I do recommend throwing it on them as long as it's not going to destroy or diminish your damage. So like this one has crit damage. Like this is a piece I would consider putting on him. I do lose a lot of accuracy though. So you can see I'm losing 41 accuracy, which honestly, I don't think that's going to be a big deal for me. I might actually put this on him because it's a 5-star refresh. Yeah, let's just do this right now. So 5-star refresh is actually going to increase the damage or allow him to get back to the takedown ability, which will increase the damage faster so we can take down the boss faster. So that's actually huge. So once I get this maxed out, it'll be back to the same amount of damage that he was at before. So that's no big deal. And he's going to hit the crit cap, honestly, with 244 crit damage anyways. I don't think he's going to have any issues. And then for Seer, the same thing. Like if I have crit damage refresh, is this crit damage? Nope, this is attack. So unfortunately, I don't have any refresh gear for orcs. So I'm going to want to keep on getting more refresh gear. And oh, how do you get refresh gear? So you're going to want to go to, this is for revenge, not refresh. Let me go over here. You got to go to the bazaar. So in order to get refresh gear, you're going to have to get the accessories here. So this will drop a random refresh or cleansing accessory from Tag Team Arena. Now, of course, if I was in gold, I would have a higher chance at getting those accessories, which is refresh or cleansing. Of course, cleansing sucks. Honestly, I don't even know who uses cleansing. Leave it in the comments down below, but I never use it. But refresh gear, that's what you're looking for. Honestly, it's going to be more beneficial for you in PvE, in my opinion, than cleansing. Cleansing is probably okay for like PvP in certain situations on support-based champions, but I just don't recommend it unless it has really good stats. That's kind of how I use mine currently. Offset pieces with good stats on the cleansing gear. But like right here, I could use 200 and we got a 4-star Lizardmen refresh gear. So I always end up chucking out the 4-star stuff. I don't really use it. Could you use the 4-star stuff? Absolutely. but you need to also be worried about how much speed, if it's a banner, that's going to go on your champions, and how much damage your champions are going to get based on your attack-based champions. So make sure you do have enough damage to be able to take down the waves quickly. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention was for the masteries on Seer and Royal Guard, if you would like to do it, you could also go for potentially resetting with Cycle of Magic. Now, I did go with Evil Eye to decrease the turn meter. So whenever they use the default skill, decreases the turn meter by 20% with single target hits, 5% with AoE hits. Or you could also add in Cycle of Magic. So 5% chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random skill by 1 turn at the start of the turn. And you can also do this one as well. So Cycle of Violence. I put this on her, and as you saw in that run, she ended up proccing Cycle of Violence. So typically, that first run that I got at my fastest time on, typically she has to take another turn before she gets back around, because Renegade only resets by 2 turns. So because her ability is on a 4-turn cooldown, if I'm not mistaken, let me just double check that. Karma Burn's on a 4-turn. So Renegade drops it by 2 turns more. And then we would have to hopefully proc this mastery right here to reset the or decrease the cooldown by 1 turn. And then she's going right into Karma Burn again. So I do highly recommend, if you can do Cycle of Violence, because she's doing so much damage to the waves, to put that on there. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you guys on a video soon. Peace.